Thomas the Hermit here, and I'm celebrating Divine Mercy Sunday today. It's the week after Easter, it's Divine Mercy Sunday, and the Lord is pouring out His favor upon me on this day. Now the reason that favor is being poured out on me, and why it can be poured out on you as well, is because I have honored Divine Mercy Sunday, and I have done what the church asks so that I can get the plenary indulgence and wash away all the heaviness of sin, so that I'm like a newly baptized baby right now. Before I get into too many details about what's happened to me on Mercy Sunday, I just have to share this thing that happened to me last week. So let me tell you real quick what I've got going on this Wednesday. I had an epiphany last week about the Rosary and its healing effects. So I have put together a rosary with Mother Mary's help for inner healing. And it is long because rosaries are usually long. The video is about 30 minutes, but it is complete meditation upon inner healing. And it is worth your time. I really believe that this is going to touch and affect and heal people. Not because of what I've done. Now what I've done is I've added my knowledge about the inner person and brokenness and psychology and stuff like that. Now the main healing element is God through Mary's intercession. And this is going to be an extremely powerful video. I'm very excited about it. So let's get back to what's happening today, Mercy Sunday. Well, first I kind of grabbed the priest today and asked him to hear my confession, and he granted it. So I went to confession early this morning, right before the 8 o'clock Mass. And then I received communion. That's the second thing that you need to do. And then I prayed in front of the Blessed Sacrament, Jesus, I trust in you. And I also have an attitude of detesting all the sins that I've ever committed. And because of that, I'm getting healed and healed and healed and delivered and delivered and delivered. I think it's going to go on all day today. And I'm going to be so happy because there's some things I've been carrying that have been weighing me down, and I'll be certainly glad to get rid of them. So let me read to you what I pulled off of the EWTN website, Divine Mercy Plenary Indulgence. Now, for those that you don't know, an indulgence is a special grace or gift that is allocated by the church that you can obtain a freeing up of burden of sin. Now, here's what it says here. 3 conditions for the plenary indulgence. A plenary indulgence granted under the usual conditions: sacramental confession, Eucharistic communion, and prayer for the intention of the Supreme Pontiff to the faithful who on the second Sunday of Easter or Divine Mercy Sunday in any church or chapel in a spirit that is completely detached from the affections for a sin, even a venial sin, takes part in the prayers and devotions held in honor of Divine Mercy, or who in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament exposed or reserved in the tabernacle recite the Our Father and the Creed, adding a devout prayer to the merciful Lord Jesus. Merciful Jesus, I trust in you. So, in front of the Blessed Sacrament, I said the Our Father, I said the Creed, and I said, Jesus, I trust in you. And then I went to confession, and then I went to communion. Now, another way that you can do this is go to confession, go to communion, and then with the community pray the Divine Mercy. Maybe the Divine Mercy Chaplet. They're doing that in some of the churches. But if they're not doing it in your church, you can go in front of the Blessed Sacrament yourself. You pray the Our Father, then you recite the Creed, and then you pray, Jesus, I trust in you. And then you say a prayer for the Pope. Now, I don't know if Pope Francis is the real Pope or not, So I prayed and said, Lord, you know who the real Pope is. I'm praying for the real Pope, for his attention. And I said an Our Father and a Hail Mary and a Glory Be for the Pope. Okay? And then I fulfilled these. And then God began pouring his grace out on me. So I pray that you will take advantage of this. There's not too many of these plenary indulgences in the church, but this is one of the best ones. Take advantage of it, snatch it up, get some freedom, get some healing, like Thomas the Hermit is. Right now, I'm getting all sorts of being freed of all sorts of things back in the childhood and burdens of sins from the past and everything like that. And it is just wonderful. Now, as far as confession goes, I have some good news for you. If you do it within 20 days of Divine Mercy Sunday, it'll still count and you can collect up the plenary indulgence. Isn't that great? So you got 20 days. If you weren't able to get the confession, but you went to Mass and you had the Eucharist and you either prayed with the people, maybe the Divine Mercy Chaplet, you prayed for the Pope, any of those things, and then you go to confession within 20 days and you can collect the plenary indulgence. So, this is Thomas the Hermit. I am praying for you. Say a prayer for me. I'll talk to you later.